Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. I'm going to shout out everybody who's in the building early. All right. Shout out to Days. What's good with it, bro? We got Miss Nisi in the building. Shout out to you, Miss Nisi. We got my man AB Promotions. Shout out to my man AB Promotions. What's good with y'all? It's good to see y'all. If you guys haven't, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell and subscribe to the channel, please make sure that you take a moment, hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. And also, please share the video to your social media. Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions said I was sheltered and in the NY bubble. Yo, if anybody listening to this video on the replay or anybody that's in here right now, I sent AB Promotions some twisted tracks and I sent them some chopped and screwed do or die. Man, do you know this dude has never heard the Twista album, man? He never heard Adrenaline Rush. How many of y'all heard Adrenaline Rush? If y'all heard Adrenaline Rush, let me see a thumbs up. And also, if you're watching on the replay, make sure y'all put a tornado on there. If y'all heard the Twista album, you know what I'm saying? Adrenaline Rush. And the Speed Knot Mobsters album, Mob Stability. Man, I sent him some tracks. I'm like, yo, this is crazy listening to this chopped and screwed. Man, this man said he never heard that before, man. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm trying to put my man on. You know what I'm saying? So how many of y'all remember ShotSpotter? If y'all remember ShotSpotter, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't remember ShotSpotter, give me a thumbs down. ShotSpotter is an artificial intelligence alleged crime prevention system that was installed in Chicago allegedly to decrease gun violence. It ended up putting people in jail. Shout out to you, Days. I'm glad you appreciate the intros, bro. As soon as I got time, I got some more intros that I gotta make. These new ones gonna be even better than the old ones. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really gonna like these new ones. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Miss Nisi. Make sure y'all show Miss Nisi some love. Miss Nisi said, been missing your live streams, although I do like the short form videos. I hope that you guys are enjoying the short form videos. I plan on making some more. I didn't get a chance to cut up any videos today, but I definitely plan on cutting up all of those live streams that I made and making some short form videos and also making some standalone short form videos. But I try to do my live streams in a format where they're watchable on the replay. I know a lot of times, people don't really watch replays all like that of live stuff, but I'm fortunate. I get a lot of live replay views. So that's what's up, man. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shamika. What's good with it? So Chicago has made some changes when it comes to ShotSpotter, probably as a result of this report. This report says that ShotSpotter has had little impact. Is anybody surprised by that? If you guys are surprised by that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys are not surprised by that, give me a thumbs down. Let's check this out and see what they're talking about.
Only on to a leaked internal report from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office says an expensive gunshot detection system used by the city of Chicago has little impact on holding shooters accountable. CBS 2 investigator Megan Hickey has more on the report, which looks at whether the technology is worth it to taxpayers.
So now here's the question. If it does little to hold shooters accountable, why are they still using it? Why are they still using ShotSpotter? One thing that ShotSpotter did do was it put an old man in prison for a year. How many people remember that? ShotSpotter put an old man in prison. Now, here goes my question. How much taxpayer money is being spent on ShotSpotter? That's the question. Check that out and let me know what you think.
This document is unlike any other.
While police have applauded the technology,
ShotSpotter is so accurate.
Chicago's current $49 million ShotSpotter contract has been in the crosshairs
There
of
you go.
community activists for years.
We could be investing in
$49 million. $49 million. Now, here goes my question. As much as Fox News sits there and talks about Chicago all the time, why has Fox News never done an exclusive or expose on ShotSpotter? That's my question. Don't you guys think that that's interesting? Isn't that kind of weird? They never have done an expose or an exclusive on ShotSpotter. $49 million. Facts. Shout out to Miss Nisi. $49 million. Let me ask you guys this. Do y'all think that money could be spent better elsewhere? If you guys think that it could be, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down.
Of community activists for years.
we could be investing into Black and brown neighborhoods.
But this is the first time we're getting a look at its usefulness, according to prosecutors.
She said into Black and brown. Now, you know, a lot of, you know, the snail mail, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the messages have not gone through. They getting there, but they haven't gone through there. So, you know what I'm saying? You still gonna have some people that be saying the Black and brown stuff. I think it's because their brains are trained. You know what I'm saying? When you look around at this picture, you know what I'm saying? And you look and see who's back here. You don't see no brown people. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no brown people. And you don't see brown people saying Black and brown. See, when we watched that video about that individual from New Jersey, from New Brunswick, New Jersey this morning, what did he say? He didn't have nothing good to say about Black people, did he? Definitely didn't put Black people in no coalition with him, did he? He tried to trick the vlogger into saying that he was Latino. So that's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
In brown neighborhoods.
But this is the first time we're getting a look at its usefulness.
Now, here goes something that my mind just thought about this. This just registered in my head. What's up with Latino people and sitting there saying that Black people don't exist? There's no such thing as Black people. What's up with that? AOC said it. Homeboy from the Dominican Republic on that video that we watched, he said it. What's up with that, man? What's wrong with them people, man? What's wrong with them? What y'all think, man? I can't wait till I be able to start doing some interviews with people. I'm gonna just walk up to them in the street with the microphone, like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You want to tell me into the microphone what's wrong with you?" I'm gonna ask them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Nisi. Miss Nisi said that New Jersey video was confirmation and eye-opening. Big facts. If you guys agree with Miss Nisi, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, shout out to y'all. We got 13 people watching and we got 10 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit that bell, please make sure that you guys hit that bell. And also, please, wherever you're watching from, share the stream to your social media.
They're the ones tasked with seeing that the evidence collected by the system, which uses these sensors you might notice across the city, actually leads to holding people accountable.
It seems to indicate quite clearly that Kim Fox's office sees it much more of a liability than any kind of useful tool in any kind of prosecution.
Freddie Martinez with Lucy Parsons Labs and the Stop ShotSpotter campaign says the data in this report validates what they've been saying, that ShotSpotter is not making a significant impact on shooting incidents. According to the report, which the Cook County State's Attorney's Office confirmed was an internal report produced last fall, only 1% of shooting incidents end in a ShotSpotter arrest. 92% of shooting incidents are not related to ShotSpotter, which, when you do the math, means that ShotSpotter cost Chicago $217,368.42 for every person arrested in a ShotSpotter shooting incident.
$217,368.42 for every person arrested in a ShotSpotter incident. Now, those arrests that occur, right? Those arrests that occur do not guarantee a conviction. They don't even guarantee somebody going to court. Those are literally just arrests. Remember what happened with the one arrest? With the one arrest, it ended up putting somebody in jail for an entire year that was innocent.
Person arrested in a ShotSpotter shooting incident. And from there, the report says most ShotSpotter arrests are for probationary crimes.
On weight of evidence, I think the position is quite clear that the contract should be canceled.
The Cook County State's Attorney's Office told us this internal report was created to proactively assess the effectiveness of ShotSpotter technology in prosecuting gun cases. The Cook County Public Defender's Office also reviewed the report for us and told us they've long had questions of reliability, although we have been successful.
So now here go my question. If they had these questions of reliability, why would you go out on a limb and drop $49 million on something that's questionable instead of, you know, spending that money on something that is less, that is not questionable? You know what I'm saying? Something that's actually solid, that they know for a fact works. Shout out to PD that remains. Facts. Those devices are less than accurate. Fact. The one thing that ShotSpotter is famous for is for putting a grandfather who didn't commit a crime in jail for a year. That's one thing that ShotSpotter is famous for. Now, aside from that, what else has ShotSpotter done? What else has ShotSpotter done? Has ShotSpotter done anything else noteworthy?
In litigating several cases involving ShotSpotter, we are unable to determine how many innocent people have been falsely accused at the hands of this technology. This report's bottom line: ShotSpotter is an expensive tool that provides minimal return on investment to the prosecution of gun violence. SoundThinking, the company behind ShotSpotter, sent us a statement late today saying they believe there are some serious misleading interpretations in this report. For more specifics on their response, head to our website and click this story. As for the future of the contract, which expires February 16th, the city's Community Commission for Public Safety and Accountability is holding a hearing on the technology tonight at 6:30 at St. Sabina Church. In the newsroom, Megan Hickey, CBS 2 Investigators.
All right, so there's that. All right, so now what we about to listen to is your boy Anthony Beal. All right, we about to listen to your boy Anthony Beal, and I haven't listened to this yet. Right now, when it comes to Anthony Beal, his stance on the migrant crisis and how he's dealing with the migrant crisis in Chicago, I agree with what Anthony Beal says. I don't know what his stance is on ShotSpotter. Now, here go my question. What do y'all think his stance on ShotSpotter is going to be? I like Anthony Beal. I think dude is cool. I hope that his stance is what I think it will be. I hope. I will be severely disappointed if it's not. Not going to hate him if it's not. You know what I'm saying? But I got a lot of respect for this dude. I hope that he's on the same page as me. So let me know what y'all think Alderman Beal is going to say about ShotSpotter being ended, because they're ending it. Okay? So let's see what happens here.
What do you make of the decision to end this ShotSpotter contract?
This is another horrible decision by the administration to cancel ShotSpotter. In certain communities, historically, they don't call the police, and this is a tool to help the police to respond quickly to 911 calls where shots are fired so they can get there in an expeditious manner, and now they don't have that tool. When data has shown.
Now, here's my thing. I wish that he was against it. You know what I'm saying? I wish that he was against it. But coming from the position that where he's coming from and what he's saying, I can understand why he would say that. However, for me, the evidence of ShotSpotter wasting all that money and not leading to helping the police, you know what I'm saying? That right there would tell me it's not a good idea. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
People are not calling 911. So this is something to help communities that are still afraid to call 911 and to aid the police in responding in a timely manner.
Well, and the superintendent had said he was supportive of it as well.
Well, the superintendent said he's a huge advocate for ShotSpotter. So the administration is going against the same person he just hired to police the city of Chicago, and you're going against his expertise as far as being a policeman. So I think it's sad to say, but this is another political decision and not a common sense decision.
There are those who do turn to some reports that say that ShotSpotter might not have helped as far as response time. I think it's one of those things where we have statistics that can prove almost anything we ask for.
Well, we know the ShotSpotter works in our community, and communities that have historically had violence and different problems, it has helped aid the police in helping solve crimes in our community.
So now here goes my thing, right? I would need to see the data that he's presenting that's backing his claim of it's been so effective in helping the police, because I have not seen that. I've done multiple videos about ShotSpotter. I've done multiple videos about ShotSpotter on the laws, as well as in the AI content that I've done. But none of the content that I have has shown me supporting data that ShotSpotter is effective for reducing violence. None of the data that I've come across. And if I came across some data that showed that it was effective, I would definitely present it. I would say what kind of issues that I have with it. You know what I'm saying? I would say what kind of issues that I don't have with it. I haven't seen anything. So I would need to see the data that Alderman Beal is drawing this conclusion from. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the last laws video that I made that has the robot police on the front of it, in that video we talked about ShotSpotter and AI crime prevention systems, and the reports were not good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know what he might have his hands on some information that we don't have our hands on. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man PD That Remains. PD That Remains says, I strongly disagree with him from the streets perspective. Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of the data that we've come across has not been very favorable to advocating for ShotSpotter. Shout out to Jada Informant. What's good with it, bro? So why he thinks that it would be, why he thinks that it would be so good, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And real quick, shout out to y'all. I appreciate you guys. We got looks like 20 people watching, and we got 10 likes. If everybody can take a moment and smash that like button, and also hit the bell if you're not subscribed, and share the stream to your social media, that would be great. Okay, we got 22 live viewers and we got 15 likes. If we can get those likes to 30, that'd be great.
We know it works. When you ask the people on the ground if ShotSpotter works, they'll tell you, yes, it does. But when you ask the advocates who have no idea what ShotSpotter does, then they're going to say, oh, we just want that money to allocate it to something else. That's where politics is getting involved in policing, and it shouldn't. We need to use the data. We need ShotSpotter. And let me just say this for the record. If ShotSpotter is so bad, cancel it now. Why you want to wait till a month after the DNC? So you want to protect the people that are coming in for the DNC and then cancel it a month after. So if it's good enough for them, why is it not good enough for the rest of the people here in the city of Chicago?
And the mayor has the right to do this without city council approval?
Well, we're going to see if the city council has an appetite to override the mayor and put something in place to keep ShotSpotter.
It doesn't. That's going to be a tough one.
Well, we're going to see what happens.
I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that. I disagree with his take on it, but I'm not mad at it though. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the points that he had, they were definitely, valid points, valid concerns. You know what I'm saying? So next, what we're gonna do is talk about this quote unquote alleged reparations program in Evanston. How many people heard about this Evanston reparations program? If you guys heard about this, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not hear about this, then give me a thumbs down. I think people need to be very careful with all of this stuff that they just throw the reparations label on, because what they're trying to do now, shout out to James Sumler, they're trying to saturate the market with all these fake reparations. And then as long as they keep repeating the word reparations and throwing these fake reparations words out here, you know what I'm saying? Then people are just going to continue to say nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man AJ. AJ said, I need a stream on how the likes get counted. Bro, I need a stream on all of that. You know what I'm saying? I need a stream on how you can have 115 likes and 3 views at the end of the stream. I need that because I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I need all kinds of stuff. Yo, and speaking of which, shout out to AJ. AJ hit your boy on the Cash App. I don't know if AJ was in the other stream when I acknowledged it, but since you're here, I want to acknowledge it directly to you. Definitely appreciate it. And also shout out to everybody that has hit your boy on the PayPal. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure y'all show them some love. Throw some flames and some radiation emoji in the chat for AJ. So let's check this out. And shout out to Robb from Denver. Yeah, it's a real estate scam. If you guys agree that it's a real estate scam, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to my man Torian. Torian said, congrats on the 4K. I see the growth. You already know. Time for that 10K. It's time for that 10K. You know what I'm saying? It's time for that 10K. Now, it's time for the big time. You know what I'm saying? It's time for the big time. You know what I'm saying? But believe it or not, though, this was technically between Reacts, BLR 2 and BLR 1. That is 10K. You know what I'm saying? That is 10K. Torian said it's time for the percolator. You know what I'm saying? Hey. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab my drink in my wallet real quick. You know what I'm saying?
During a 4-year process, Evanston became the first city in America to create a publicly funded reparations program for its Black residents who were impacted by the city's racially charged policies in the past. The city today is executing that program with real dollars, and Evanston is leading the reparations discussion in other parts of the country.
So now, see, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it where they come up with predefined nonsense that's not going to address any of the specific issues that we have, which is one of the reasons why they're quote unquote trying to lead these conversations. We're going to lead these people away from cash reparations and have them talking about some nonsense instead of actually dealing with cash reparations. They're trying, the people who committed the offense in a system of justice, what actually is justice, should never be the people determining what the recompense is. That's a rule that people need to really stick to. Really stick to that rule. Don't back down on that rule. Make sure that you enforce that rule. Make sure that you guys enforce that rule. Make sure that everybody enforces that rule. Make sure that people know exactly how important it is to enforce that rule. If somebody commits an act against you, you know what I'm saying? You don't let that person that committed that act against you, you don't let that person determine how they pay you back. You determine what your justice is. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Miss Nisi for the $5 super sticker. Make sure y'all show her some love. Ducket enforcement. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to my man AB Promotion with the $1.99 super chat. He said, you deserve the ducats. Facts. Shout out to the ducket enforcers. Make sure y'all show them some love.
NBC5's Christian Farr has more on how this historic program is impacting local families.
The fact that we're going forward it's just amazing, really.
For Evanston resident Vanessa Johnson McCoy and her family, reparations has truly become a reality. And that's because the city will soon give her $25,000 as a way to repair the harms that Evanston did to so many of its Black residents decades ago.
Now, here's my thing, right? I want y'all to make sure that y'all hear my stance on this, because my stance on this might be different. You know what I'm saying? I believe that all forms of reparations for foundational Black Americans are due. All forms. That means from the federal government, right, which is the amount that's been calculated, that's in the trillions, that's absolutely owed, right? But on the state level, there needs to be reparations, and Black families need to start suing legacy American corporations for reparations on the private level. Reparations should not just be Black people getting cash. It should be chunks being taken out of these businesses that were built illegally. They need to take 50, 60, 70, 80% equity cuts. The businesses need to be destroyed. See, like, you can't just give people reparations, you know what I'm saying, and they get to keep their businesses. That's not fair. Those businesses need to get shrank like a tumor, if you ask me. And the money needs to come that shrinks those businesses. That money needs to come directly out of those businesses and go directly to Freeman, ADOS, and FBA. So now, as far as on the federal level, the trillions amount for foundational Black Americans and and FBA and ADOS, I absolutely agree with that. All other state programs, I don't know what the respective amount of money would be for each state because each state was involved in its own degeneracy. So I also support the states paying. Therefore, even though this $25,000 amount sounds, you know what I'm saying, weird, I don't have any data to say anything else. And this is a Evanston, Illinois issue. So Evanston, Illinois should have a calculated amount. I don't know what their calculated amount would be. This isn't the federal amount. So we have to understand that this will be different, right? You know what I mean? And I also believe that we need to start going after private businesses like ING, Wall Street, New York Stock Exchange, all of those places. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they came up with this $25,000 figure. I don't know if they have a commission. I don't know what kind of calculations were done. I don't know what type of research. That's why, to me, it would make the most sense if people put their resources together, kind of unified the approach, and start knocking down the pins one at a time. But I don't make the rules. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, exactly, Jay. The city, this is the state, the city. They don't have as much funds as the government, as the federal government. Right. So that's what, and you know, the thing is that people are so emotionally attached to this. As soon as they hear an amount that's less than the trillions, people get triggered. But again, this isn't the federal government. I'm not saying that a trillions amount is not correct. That's absolutely correct on the federal level. What I'm saying on the state level is I don't know what calculation this is coming from, and I hope that whatever committee calculated this can be trusted. I just feel that whatever reparations come from all levels of the government and private, they need to pay them out. Do y'all see what I'm saying? If y'all see what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't see what I'm saying, give me a thumbs down. Now, and we're going to get to that, James. That's the trick bag, too, because that's not really cash, right? Which is why in the beginning of this video, they showed all the cash on the printing press. Because they're trying to make you think, oh, you're getting cash. It's not getting cash if all it is a $25,000 home down payment or home repair voucher. This is a trick bag. And that's why they're trying to lead the discussion on it. Because they're trying to lead the trick bag discussion. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If that don't make sense, give me a thumbs down.
I love that it is an attempt for the city to recognize that, yes, we did this.
Now, here go the thing, right? The city didn't attempt racism. They effectively executed racism. The United States federal government didn't attempt slavery. They executed slavery. So there can be no at-bats and misses because they hit grand slams every single time. You know what I'm saying?
In the past, 2 Blacks, we, in some cases, picked up their homes and made them move into the red zone.
The red zone is Evanston's 5th ward, where many Black Evanstonians still call home. Vanessa's mother and ancestor, who was directly impacted by Evanston's racial housing policies, has already received her $25,000 designated for buying a home, making home repairs or improvements. As a descendant, Vanessa was not the only one to apply for reparations in her family. So did her sister, as well as her newly married son. All are expected to receive $25,000 each in 2024.
He and his wife are renting now with the hopes to buy, but this may be able to accelerate them buying.
This is where Vanessa's reparations journey started. Her father grew up here in the 5th Ward, and it was 3 people who led the way to making reparations a reality in Evanston.
We've dispersed about $3 million in total reparations direct benefits. And just a couple weeks ago, we began the disbursement process for our direct descendants.
Former Evanston City Council member Robb Simmons, who founded First Repair, an organization aimed at taking the reparations discussion nationwide, led the effort to use recreational cannabis taxes to pay out reparations.
Early newspaper articles that Blake
make it make sense. Yeah, facts. If you guys agree with PD that remains, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to A Bit of Everything. A Bit of Everything says ADOS is having a sit down in New Orleans sometime in October. Look into it. Yeah, no doubt. We'll do. Now, what do y'all think about this? And real quick, shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell and subscribe to the channel, make sure y'all hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. We got 24 people watching and we got 21 likes. If we could get that to 40, that'd be great.
We said that landlords do not rent to Black people.
Morris Dino Robinson Jr. was the historian whose archives held the evidence of the harm done to Evanston's Black residents.
What is happening now is money is actually going into the hands.
Now, see, that's what's important right there. Because if there's not, you guys see how he had those archives? If we don't have all the information archived, then it will be always difficult to be able to prove anything because these people are liars and they'll say that it won't happen. Or they'll try to manipulate the truth. We just found out that Sonny Hostin is an ADOSO. Now, being an ADOSO, you know, that's not to write anybody off as a bad person because nobody can control their own DNA. It's not like what they say about gender. They claim that gender, you get assigned that at birth. You don't get assigned your DNA at birth. And let's just keep it a buck. We know what we know what goes on at birth. Everybody saw their child get born. Did you guys happen to see anybody assign anything at birth? The only thing that gets assigned at birth is the child's name. Would you guys agree? So now why am I saying that? I'm saying that to say this. Probably damn near every single Black American, FBA, Freeman, probably has slave master family blood in their DNA. And you got Mark Dice sitting there acting like it's a gotcha moment. Didn't I tell you guys when we talked about Sonny Hostin that there would be some white people with their heads turning all the way around like the poltergeist demon, acting like they got a gotcha moment? How has slave owner DNA benefited somebody like a Sonny Hostin? Even though, you know, Sonny Hostin ain't my favorite person and that she Latino, you know what I'm saying? She still, you know what I'm saying? You can tell that she's Black. The cops ain't looking at Sonny Hostin like she's a white woman. The cops looking at Sonny Hostin like she's a Black woman. That's just the reality of it. You know, we're on YouTube with all of the weird talking points and all of the weird convoluted nonsense that people have come up with, calling people exoticals and biracials and all this insanity, you know what I'm saying? But what are the cops? Well, there's the cop test. When it comes to the cop test, what is Sonny Hostin? The cops looking at Sonny Hostin like a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Twitter wars and the diaspora wars and people doing the hairline forensics and all of that shit, right? Ain't no cops doing no hairline forensics. Cops doing outline and chalk forensics. Ask Ahmaud Arbery. So that shit's cool and it's fun for YouTube and Twitter Spaces and all that shit. But when it comes to reality, reality is about keep yourself alive, right? Ain't no cop doing no hairline forensics unless they blow your wig back with their standard issue. Now, they'll push your wig back. You know what I'm saying? You talk about a hairline then. They'll push your wig back with the Desert Eagle. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, they ain't doing that. Would y'all agree? If y'all agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, the hairline forensics. You know, everybody get the spidey sense lines coming out of their head. I see a non-FBA hairline. Cops don't look at that like that. Cops say, oh, I see melanin. You're dead. We out here talking about we see hairlines. The cops sitting out here talking about I see dead people. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm asking that question, and that's why I'm breaking that down. You know what I'm saying?
Of people who need it in so many different ways.
And the Reverend Michael Neighbors of Second Baptist Church helped deliver the message of reparations to his mostly Black congregation and beyond.
You can clearly see on the actual landmarker, it says this crime was never brought to justice. Reparations are due.
On the state and national level, Evanston is taking the lead.
Now I want y'all to do I want y'all to do some hairline forensics on this right here. What was that? That's the Grace Jones hairline forensics right there. She got the Rihanna mohawk. You know what I'm saying? The Mrs. Ree from the A-Team. You know what I'm saying? With the big parts. I ain't mad at it though. You know what I'm saying? It's crisp, but you know, it's unique.
Reparations are due.
On the state and national level, Evanston is taking the lead on sharing its reparations model. And late last year, Simmons First Repair held its third annual symposium to keep the conversation of reparations ongoing.
Now we have set a new standard. It in fact is attainable. It can be funded. It can be legislated. Reparations can be dispersed without fear of judicial pushback.
Repairing housing discrimination is just the first step.
Now here goes my thing. Here's my thing, and I want to see if y'all are on this kind of time with me. Don't leave the stream after I say this, because y'all know I always got the knockout punch ready. So it may sound bad at first, but y'all know that I'm about to lay him on the mat. So just hang tight. Yeah, she do look like that like an old salt and pepper cut, like one of them 80s. She like, I will be a freak. You know what I'm saying? She got that Adina Howard, you know what I'm saying, MC Light look popping off. I ain't mad at it though. Now here go my thing, right? Here goes my thing. None of these sub reparations programs should ever replace cash reparations on any level. However, if these people are smart and they write in to the legislation that this is not an all-inclusive reparations program and that this particular program services this particular wrong, I'm not opposed to everybody getting all of it. So if they write that in with this housing program and it makes it to where the housing program getting passed doesn't shut down other reparations that are owed, I'm not mad at that. But now the problem is that when the trick bag comes, what they'll try to do with this as a trick bag is say, you already got your reparations. Here go that $25,000, kick rocks. they got to make sure that that kick rocks clause is taken care of so that they don't get told to kick rocks and then start backing down. As much as the United States has done to black people, specifically black Americans, literally any form of reparations that anybody can think of from any element of the dominant society, they owe us. And I'm about getting all of that times 500. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is with the way that the dominant society does the trick bag is that they'll put that trick bag out there and then try to make it to where that trick bag is a signed, sealed, delivered cutoff. And once you take that little $5, you can't get nothing else. They need to make sure that that doesn't happen. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Jay Bird and shout out to Black First Coffee.
On the state and national level, Evanston is taking the lead on sharing its reparations model. And late last year, Simmons First Repair held its third annual symposium to keep the conversation.
Exactly, James. Exactly. So see what I'm saying right there, that would be like a check. That would be like an automatic check and balance. You see what I'm saying? So once they run this and go through it and check it out, it'll automatically check and balance itself and be like, we need a little bit more of an extension. We need more money than the $25,000, and we need more accessories on top of the $25,000. And that doesn't cut us off from getting what else we owe. How many times has anybody gotten cut off from getting World War II payments? It seemed like they come out with a new reason to pay people for World War II all the time. And you know what's crazy? We tore Germany up during World War II, but it ain't Germany getting the World War II checks. Black America has been destroyed by the United States, but yet everybody else is getting our checks. Somebody make that make sense. See, here go the thing. You put the information out there and say, make it make sense. And if you can't make it make sense, then you can't make it reality. Which is why we always win on these issues. Which is one of the reasons why they try to stay away from us. Because you can't come around talking that nonsense with people that know what they're talking about and actually think that you're going to make any type of win or any type of headway, because you're going to get shut down immediately. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Conversation of reparations ongoing.
Now we have set a new standard. It, in fact, is attainable. It can be funded. It can be legislated. Reparations can be dispersed without fear of judicial pushback.
Repairing housing discrimination is just the first step in Evanston's reparations journey.
Now you see how they made it. Now see how they said it's just the first step. Make sure if this is what's going down, if this is what's going through, don't make sure that you understand that that's exactly what this is just the first step. And we're going up like a 25-story building. So as long as you understand that we're on the first floor of a 25-story building, give me the money. But now don't sit up there and say, if you go up the first floor, that's it. We're not going up any higher. Nah, Gotta have that automatic safety check, that automatic check and balance in place, like what James Sumler was talking about, to make sure that everything that's owed gets paid out. You know what I'm saying?
The $10 million fund for reparations has doubled since this all started back in 2019.
Okay, we'll start with $10 million. Now the fund's at $20 million. And I hope to see it at $100 million one day.
In Evanston, Christian Farr, NBC 5 News.
It should be a percentage of the GDP of the United States, if you ask me. It shouldn't even be it should be a percentage of the United States GDP, because they took that much. Now, the thing is that, you got all these people, and, again, there's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And, there's a lot of people that have been going after this kind of stuff and talking about this kind of stuff for years. And now, you know, a lot of people are hypersensitive, right? They can't handle anything. You know what I'm saying? So if they sit there and hear me say, I think that it should be a percentage of the GDP, the first thing they'll do is, you know, make all kind of videos, get mad at the air. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there saying that you got people out here that's trying to say that, you know, there's people out here that's trying to attack our reparations claims, blah, blah. Ain't nobody trying to attack no reparations claims. A percentage of the GDP is way higher than any amount of money that anybody can think of. And we built the economy. So it only makes sense for us to be entitled to an actual chunk out of the economy, that dollar amount of money. Now, the thing is that if we got a good year in the economy, that amount of money will be huge. But that amount of money will always be at the minimum of the trillions of dollars that we're owed. That's the problem when you only have certain people controlling conversations and they try to keep the conversations inbred because they're dependent on people listening to what they're saying instead of actually getting the objective done. I'm about completing the mission. I'm not about trying to block nobody out because I need content to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I could talk about something else. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin just got over $50,000. I could talk about that, but then I'd get called a coon, you know what I'm saying, for being a cryptocurrency advocate, because I'm not hiding from shit. I fuck with cryptocurrency. I don't care what anybody else yelling into their microphone talking about. I fuck with cryptocurrency. I always have, always will. You know what I'm saying? But then this is YouTube. This is fake reality world. So because I said that I personally fuck with cryptocurrency, you will have people that clip this and say there's coons out here sitting up there talking about we supposed to get our reparations in cryptocurrency. I've never, ever in my entire, find me a clip where Black Light Revelations said we need to get our reparations in cryptocurrency, and I'll give you a Bitcoin. And another thing, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I reinvest into the platform with all the super chats y'all give me. You know what I'm saying? And when I say reinvest into the platform, that means get things like, software for video editing, software for graphic design, you know what I'm saying? Music that I buy and stuff like that, right? But I also put aside money from the YouTube fund for destroying people. Because one thing that I don't tolerate is slander. And if you slander me, I'm gonna make sure that your great grandkids can't afford to put low octane fuel in their car. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why when people make false claims, I always say, make sure you put the timestamp on that. Make sure you put a link to that false claim. And I would advise everybody in the comment section, don't you all take libel and slander. Don't you all take it either. If somebody libels you or slanders you, don't let them get away with that. Take them to court and make the court take them out of the business of life. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm straight make an example out of somebody's favorite YouTuber. They come crossing my path with that bullshit. It's going to be your favorite YouTuber. They're going to be done. They're not even going to be able to afford a webcam. Shout out to my man, Win Loser Rug. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, I don't think a lot of people got the notification. You know what I'm saying? You can tell it is what it is. People would check out the replay. Glad to have you here, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should accept libel. It's nonsense. And people like to bully. Don't let anybody bully you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we definitely got the I'm gonna sue your ass fun. Sitting back, stacking up. Sitting back, stacking up. Now, I ain't advocating for people to get reparations in Bitcoin, but my I'ma sue your ass fund is in Bitcoin, and that shit just hit 50K. That shit just hit 50K. Shit just hit 50K. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? Tulsa Race Massacre reparations discussion makes its way to City Hall. How do you do this when they denied giving reparations to the direct victims that were harmed in the Tulsa Race Massacre? How you do that? How does this work? They denied those 3 elderly people justice. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How do you think people are dealing with this? How do you think people are talking about this? What do you think people are saying? That's my question. And real quick, shout out to y'all. We got 32 people watching and we got 30 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button, get us to 60. I know that's asking a lot because we only got 32 people watching right now, but we can do it. Share that video if y'all haven't shared it. Put it on your community wall on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Put it on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Discord. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at this. Now, here's the question. Why didn't the 3 Centurions get their money from Tulsa, Oklahoma? What happened? That is important. That is an important point to remember. And the reason why it's an important point to remember is because we're going to come back to it later. Okay? We're going to come back to it later. When it comes to reparations, the word is defined, means everything. The situation unfolding at City Hall. Last week, the organizers of Beyond Apology, a community-led discussion designed to, quote-unquote, educate Tulsans about possible reparations for repair and those harmed by the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, presented their final report to city councilors and the mayor. The glossy 54-page document includes a summary of the public meetings, a list of potential action items shared by attendees, and information on the reparations program previously envisioned by the state's 1921 Tulsa Race Riot Commission and Human Rights Watch. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys notice that when it comes to these type of things, for whatever reason, and you guys can list the reasons in the comment section if you feel so inclined, for whatever reason, these things always fail. Now, the thing is that if you listen to a lot of pro-black coons, a lot of pro-black coons will sit there and tell you that these things fail because we're black, as they sit there sounding like Fox News. They'll sit there and say that we don't work hard. These people put together a 54-page report and have been on this ever since Tulsa happened. What other extent of hard work are they supposed to do? Now, shout out to Black Coffee. Black Coffee said they're set up to fail. Here's the thing. They didn't, if you ask me, they didn't fail. What people don't really understand, or what people refuse to understand, whichever one it is that the government is built to protect WS. It is not built to listen to anything that we have to say unless they somehow benefit in majority from it. It is not built to advocate for us. It's built to advocate and protect them. Let me ask you guys a question. What if some kid beat you up and then you ran to the kid's parent and said they beat me up? They're not going to discipline their kid for beating you up. They're going to be like, well, you should have fought back. And then if you did fight back and beat the kid up, they're going to be mad at you because you beat their kid up. That's the situation that we're dealing with. Which means that you don't go about it by playing fair. You don't go about it by playing fair. Let me ask you guys this question. Why are people playing fair with cheaters? If you're fighting somebody and you know that person has a reputation for throwing dirt in people's eyes, why are you not throwing dirt in their eyes, or why don't you have on protective eyewear? The interactions to me that people have when it comes to dealing with these kind of things, to me, are evidence that many of the people that people think are the most advanced people when it comes to this kind of stuff are not advanced at all. They're not advanced at all. In 2024, you have the people that claim to know everything sitting here telling you to go negotiate with your slave master for the terms of your slavery. These people are not saying destroy the plantation. The slave masters will give you a deal like Frank Lucas. 90% for me, the other 10% for me. You guys remember that parody video with the Denzel Washington alter egos that we watched? 90% for me, the other 10% for me. That's the kind of deals that they're giving out. Why would you take a deal like that? People then turn around and take these deals like this and then go on for decades about how they were tricked. But you knew the deal was bad when you took it. So why'd you take it? Any deal that the United States government gives out is only going to be a good deal if the people getting the deal are the children of the government. Let me ask you guys a question. Are we the children of the government? No, we're former property of the government. Deal ain't gonna be working for us, which means that we got a strong arm. Who's out here talking about strong arming? No one. You got people talking big mad, big loud, but when it comes out, it's please, baby, please. Please, baby, please gonna get you the same thing. Please, baby, please get you anywhere in the world. What do please, baby, please get you anywhere in the world? So people got to make a decision. People got to either calcify that spine or understand the circumstances that they're choosing by not calcifying the spine. It's one or the other. It ain't no in between. It ain't no middle ground. How are you ever gonna be able to get anything like this passed if they always put a study as a buffer where, regardless of how good the study is done, no matter what kind of information is presented, they'll sit there and wait for the actual victims to die, the direct victims. They'll wait for them to die, which is what they did. And you could have a 10,000-page report, literally with everything line item and added up by a CPA, a certified accountant, and they'll still sit there and tell you we don't have conclusive evidence because they can. Because they know that you're going to put together a nice little book report for them, because for whatever reason, people don't know how to play dirty. There's people out there that say that I talk crazy. These are the same people that get down on their knees and talk to nobody and wait for something to appear. These are the people that call people like me crazy. Okay. So now here it says, but the only actual recommendation in the report reads as follows: in line with successful local, national, and international reparations programs. And let me ask you guys, what local, national, or international reparations program has been successful? There are no successful programs. Who's gotten paid reparations? There you go. Shout out to James Sumler. Now, here go the thing, right? The judge ruled that it was a disagreement and not a race riot, but was not able to say that none of the harms were caused. And also, they were not able to rule why the other people in the city got involved in it. So they're just making stuff up. Because they can. Because they can. We recommend that the city of Tulsa establish a government-sanctioned task force or commission to establish and implement the terms of a reparations program. Remember, they're recommending that the government, the city of Tulsa, establish a government-sanctioned task force. Now, knowing what we know about what the government is there for, is that something that the government will do? Is that something that the government will do? Knowing what we know about what the government is there for? We know what the government's there for. So knowing what the government's there for, are they going to do something like this or not? Yeah, I got to agree with Black First Coffee. Black First Coffee says nah. Which means that we got to put them into a checkmate position. Anytime we come at anybody, they got to be in a checkmate position. It's nowhere to run. If you guys agree with Black First Coffee, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. You got to take away people's options. See, that's one of the reasons why they always swindle people, because they're really good about giving you non-options that seem like options. I don't think people have psychologically mastered that yet. I could be wrong, but from my observation, it doesn't seem like people have. In many cases, people think they have a choice, and they don't know how to take away the choice of other people. See, choices need to be taken away. The choice of we're not going to pay needs to be taken away. That way, the only thing that you can do is pay. And then I'm going to ridicule you by asking you to pay, knowing that if you don't pay, everything's going to implode for you. Now, here goes my question, and I need to know this question. Why don't people get down like that? Yeah, facts. Exactly like what James Sumler is saying. Facts. Back them into a corner. Back them into a corner and stay on them. And then when you act like you walking away from the corner, as soon as they start to get up, turn around and bum rush them again and flinch up on them like you about to throw them back in the corner and then walk back away. Get back in that corner. Get your ass back in that corner. Told your ass to move. How come ain't nobody saying that? Soon as they look up, they got their head down. They look up to see if anybody looking around. Oh, we about to get up out. Get your ass back in that motherfucker. Get your ass in that corner. Sit your ass in that corner. Don't you move. What you think you do? Who told you to get up? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If y'all know what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs down. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. Greg Robinson, project manager for Beyond Apology and one of the organizers of the program, presented the report to city councilors and Mayor G.T. Bynum in a separate meeting last week. We presented our reparations around a government-sanctioned task force or commission to implement a reparations program, as well as pointed out the best practices that we were familiar with regarding municipal reparations program, like that of Evanston. See, so they talking about Evanston, the one that we just talked about, Illinois, and the work of First Repair. Robinson said, okay? And the mayor seems amendable to going down and exploring implementing these options. So all this is just to get them to look at it. They got to go through all of this just to get them to look at it. I'm not doing all that. Give me my damn money. Nobody playing with you. If you just look at it, if you just look at it, if you just open the report and look, these people don't look at this shit. This wonderful historic report that will probably be better in our hands than it would be in the mayor of Tulsa's hands is going to have that report sitting on his administrative assistant's desk until it's time for the next city council vote. He's going to pick that book up, blow the dust off of it, look at the first page, tell his administrative assistant, this sure is a nice book. Make sure you wear that lingerie that I like. And then he's going to go let them down softly and tell them, just like how they tell the people in Ohio who are Cleveland Browns fans, try again next year. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And then he's going to go back to the desk, and the administrative assistant going to be there, and she going to tell him, I called your wife, told her you're going to be in the office late, working on that reparations bill. And he's going to say, that's great. Did you wear the black lace, the one that I like? And that's going to be the end of that until next year. And everybody going to be heartbroken. And the reason why is because we got to eliminate the middleman. This is one of the reasons why you know the criminal narrative is not true about black people. These people, like these people in Oklahoma, sit there and say that black people are criminals. Most criminals understand the necessity of going plug direct and eliminating the middleman. You don't deal with street level people. Street level people are messy. Street level people gonna charge you more because they broke the units down into medium-sized units instead of getting it in bulk. Using street level people is like going to Walmart or Target instead of going to Amazon or Sam's Club. Go straight to Amazon, go straight to Sam's Club. In this case, these silly studies that they keep having people do, that's the middleman. You got to go direct to the plug and you got to checkmate the plug. This is what we about to do. You about to give me these for $8.5 a unit. And that's that. Either you give me these for $8.5 a unit, or I'm going to be the plug selling them for $10.5 a unit. You understand? You either give us our reparations, or you're going to be running to try to unseat me from being mayor next year. You understand? What's wrong with people getting aggressive like that? What's wrong with people being aggressive like that? People need to start eating some liver and onions again so they know what blood tastes like. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, so we came away with a very positive feeling and willingness to work towards tangible action on those things, to work towards action, which means that we got to wait to work towards action. Let me ask you guys a question. All the channels that I got, we talk about where money has been exchanged, so much to the point where I haven't even been able to do a all money ain't good money live stream recently. Why is it that you had to go through all of this extensive process when it comes to directly dealing with what we got going on? And shout out to James Sumler. Now, here's the thing, right? James Sumler says ADOS, FBA, Freeman are the only ones that need a study. The illegal migrants come before we do. A praying mantis comes before we do, because a praying mantis is actually a federal crime to delete one of those. You know what I'm saying? There's more of a consequence to deleting a praying mantis than there is to deleting you. Now, here goes the thing, right? The study is not done to facilitate us being able to prove a point. The point's already been proven. Matter of fact, these white agencies, right? It's not just been us. We've got our own body of research, but there's white media organizations, white education institutions, and the white media organizations and the white education institutions have provided and done their own research that also coincides with the stuff that we said, that further validates what we say. So you got homegrown information, and you got information from outside research firms and organizations that substantiate everything that we're saying. So the purpose of these studies is not to facilitate anything. The purpose of these studies is the same thing that people do when they tie people up in court with litigation. It's to stall you out. It's to do exactly what they did in Tulsa, to sit there and wait till somebody dies so they can't complain about something anymore. And if it's not that, then please tell me what it is. What is it then if it's not that? Yeah, facts. Shout out to Miss Nisi. It's a stalling tactic. One thing that people need to start doing, which people are doing, people are calling this out when they talk about it in the social media. People are starting to say, stop asking for a study. But now I think people need to start going harder with that. I think that even when we don't have nothing on the books, people need to start saying, stop trying to starve us with studies. Stop blocking us with studies. We know what y'all doing. We know what y'all doing. Now, shout out to James Sumner, right? James Sumner says they're bidding time until they replace us with migrants, right? The way that I look at this is we allow versus not allow. They don't just have the option, we're going to decide to do this. You're not going to just decide to do this. If we say we ain't going nowhere, then we ain't going nowhere. And that means you ain't replacing the damn thing. And the only thing that you better replace is your strategy. Because it don't matter if you bring in the entire continent of South America. That don't mean shit. We ain't going no damn where. People need to start operating with a master mentality. Our fate is not hung in the balance on what some crazy group of narcissists decide to do with the country. Our fate is decided on what we do and what we value, what we choose, what we want. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if they got a plan to nuke. I'm gonna be running around this bad boy like a roach because I ain't going nowhere. We make that decision. In their wildest fantasy, they want to be able to make the decision on what you do, where you go, if you exist or not. There always has to be something against that force until that force ceases to exist. And even when that force ceases to exist, it'll be replaced by something else. So you always got to keep your head on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? So now they ask the question, what does reparations mean? Because, of course, we got to ask what reparations mean, because anytime it comes to anything involving us, we got to ask what it means. What's a black person? What's a black person? You know what I'm saying? AOC didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Bynum told the Tulsa World last week. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but Tulsa World, oh, man, big legacy anti-black disinformation mill. Go back and look at some of the Civil War, Civil Rights era Tulsa World articles, because Tulsa World has been around for decades. And as a matter of fact, this very newspaper is guilty of publishing misinformation about the Tulsa Race Massacre. If somebody in the comment section would be so kind, could somebody Google and see when the Tulsa World Media Company, Tulsa World newspaper, what year they were established? If somebody could look that up and put it into the comment section, that'd be great. And real quick, shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate you guys. We got 40 people watching. And we got 36 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 70, that'd be great. Bynum told the Tulsa World last week that he would support the creation of a task force or commission like the one recommended in the Beyond Apology report, but maintained his opposition to reparations in the form of direct cash payments. They destroyed businesses which generated direct cash payments. So you got to ask the question, what issue do they have? We don't need to ask any of these questions. We know what the issue is. Now, here's my advice. If these people want to start saying that they oppose reparations in the form of direct cash payments, I would advise everybody to stop and start opposing direct cash payments as well. So next time your credit card company sends you a bill, put an ear of corn in the envelope and send it back to them, because you, along with white America, oppose direct cash payments. Of course, don't do anything that's going to cause your life more hardship. Common sense stuff. Don't put yourself into foreclosure doing troll stuff that Rob telling you to do over here. I'm using these as examples to spark people's minds. So when some idiot decides to put themselves into foreclosure because they actually sent ears of corn to their real estate company and then tries to say that it's Blacklight Revelations' fault, it's never Blacklight Revelations' fault, because the bottom of my screen continues to scroll. You know how a lot of times the movies are PG-13? My live streams have a rating called IA. Did you know that? And the rating IA means intellectual accountability. These would be advanced level intellectual accountability. So if you're an idiot, this isn't the content for you. That's right. Go ahead and leave. This isn't the content for you. It's the same thing as if you're 5 years old, you don't have any business watching a rated R movie. If you're an idiot, you don't have any business looking at this. Just the disclaimer right here. Now, here's my question. If white America has declared that they oppose direct cash payments, why hasn't Black America said we oppose direct cash paying? That's my question. Shout out to my man TD for the honest for the honest comment there. TD said, I guess I'm about to bounce then. I'm about to bounce then. bounce, 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 fool. Shout out to Master P. If white America says we're against direct cash payments, why are Black people still directly paying things with cash? This is what I'm saying. If people was really about this life, these kind of things to deal with this kind of nonsense would be reflexive and automatic. They would automatically occur. There wouldn't be any need for any kind of think tank to teach people common sense. This stuff would automatically happen. It doesn't automatically happen because people actually want these people to try to understand what's going on. These people are actually acting like people that understand what's going on, which is what I don't understand that people don't see. They're actually operating like people that understand what's going on. They understand that if they admit to this kind of stuff, they're at a serious liability, so we can't admit to it ever. They're acting like people that understand. If you've committed a murder and you're in trial and you know that you've committed a murder, You don't want to go to jail or face the consequences, so you're going to do everything that you can to answer questions in a way that makes it seem like you had nothing to do with it, and your lawyer is going to try to protect you. These people are acting like they know that they did something. They're not acting like they don't understand. They're acting like they understand damn fully. Shout out to Carla. What's good with it, Carla? So somebody make it make sense. And nobody ever can. You know what I'm saying? He said he looks forward to working with his colleagues on the Tulsa City Council to move towards the effort. The challenge is the term reparations means different things to different people. No, it doesn't. There's one dictionary definition of the word reparations. What does it say in the dictionary that the definition of the word reparations is? What does reparations mean? What is the Webster/Oxford definition of the word reparations? I told the team behind the report when I met with them that I felt like we're already doing a lot of things in this regard, whether that's the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre grave search or our work in Kirkpatrick Heights and Greenwood in a community-led planning process with a commitment to community-led governance of it moving forward. Bynum said he understood the recommendation to create a task force or commission to be an extension of the dialogue process undertaken by the Beyond Apology program. The dialogue process basically means the stalling process. That means that you can sit around and talk about it to fulfill your emotional heartstrings, but you ain't getting shit on my watch. It's not to say that we're not getting shit. That's to say that these people are going to be as against it as they possibly can. Which means that if you know that these people are already against it, it doesn't matter what kind of argument that you formulate. Your argument is not going to win you reparations. Your tactics are going to win you reparations. See, these are things that have to be tactical because we're not dealing with honest people. They got to be tactical. You got to come with tactics to be able to win. Not information helps and is good for historical purposes, right? But we got to be realistic about what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a stalling process. Stalling process is a tactic, which means that we got to come with an acceleration tactic. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. I'm a big believer and always have been that there is no harm in bringing people together and talking through an issue. Of course, there's no harm. The harm comes when you have to come up off them ducats that you didn't earn. That's when the harm comes, which is why you already got your mind made up about not providing the ducats that you owe. Okay? That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If that don't make any sense, then give me a thumbs down. Yeah, facts. If y'all agree with and make sure y'all follow me on Twitch. If y'all agree with Caldona, they duck it dodging, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. They absolutely duck it dodging. They dodging the ducats. They can't duck the ducats though. You can't duck the ducats. You know what I'm saying? And I view that task force as a means for us to do a more in-depth way than I think we've been able to do as a community to date. Okay? A lot of the discussion to date has been, well, do you support cash payments or not? That's the only discussion. And if you don't, then we don't want to hear anything from you. That's how that goes. We don't need to hear anything from you. Why do you? Did those people have a choice in getting deleted in the massacre? Did those people have a choice in getting their businesses destroyed? Why do you think that you get a choice? They don't think that they get a choice. This is a tactic. They're trying to beat you down with nonsense. That is it. That is it. Let me ask you guys a question. If you're going and negotiating to buy a house or to buy a car and they don't give you the price that you want, don't you not hear anything else from them? Don't you go and talk to another car dealership or another real estate agent or keep shopping around until you find what you're looking for? So why would this be any different? It's not any different. Let me ask you guys this. If you got hit by a semi truck and you could no longer use your body and you're in a mechanical wheelchair looking like Stephen Hawking for the rest of your life, and somebody said, well, we'll pay you $200 million, but they got to be in crates of ramen noodle. How many people would accept that? If you guys would accept ramen noodle for disability and dismemberment payments, give me a thumbs up. If you wouldn't, give me a thumbs down. What if you got Allstate insurance and your car got hit by somebody and you called an insurance company to file a claim and the adjuster came out and they said, oh, okay, we see $15,000 of damage. We can only provide you $15,000 in Jolly Ranchers, though. We can't provide you $15,000 in cash. You going to be trying to hear that? Okay, yeah, give me the blueberry ones. I mean, I need the cash to get the body repaired, but you can go ahead and slide me them blueberry ones. Who's going to do that? You're going to give me that $15,000 and some damn blueberry Jolly Ranchers is what you going to do. Seriously? So now here says, but I think what the report showed was for most people that they interviewed, the top priority was around education. I think that's really interesting. No, it's not. The top priority was around cash payments, which is why you said we don't want to be talking about cash payments. So then we'll take out talking about cash payments, and maybe some people said something about education after that. Let me ask you guys a question. Did the Tulsa Race Massacre involve going around and burning up people's degrees? Burning up people's high school diplomas? Is there a stack of degrees and diplomas buried somewhere in Tulsa that was destroyed in the massacre? Or are there people in businesses that was destroyed and buried in the massacre? That lady that just got that $83 million from Trump, what if they said, we'll give you the $83 million in baloney because Trump don't believe in direct cash payments? You think she would have accepted that? I can give you this $83 million in baloney. You know what I'm saying? We've had a Oscar Myers trucks with the cold cuts in front of your house tomorrow. Because we don't believe in direct cash payments, you see. So now what you do is you take a, this is what you do. See, I want you to understand what they're doing. They're doing what I was trying to show y'all. They're trying to take away options. So we're going to try to beat down and shame people about the cash reparations talking point. And then we're going to divert it to a useless reparations talking point. And then we're going to upplay the useless useless reparations talking point. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and say, I'm going to pay you $83 million in sheets of paper. After I've talked you out of the $83 million in cash. And then we'll sit there and say, well, the $83 million is a bright idea because everybody needs paper and we all need to write things down and people need to put it in their printers and they need to be able to print things out. No, we're talking about paper because you're trying to take the option of the cash payout off the table. That's the strategy that they're using. And for whatever reason, a lot of times it seems like people can become susceptible to this type of nonsense and back down. And what I'm telling people to do is do not back down. There is absolutely no way that this makes sense. And if you rationalize this making sense in your head, and if you allow yourself to be back down on this kind of stuff, you should go and see a psychologist. Because you are now entertaining ideas that are not consistent with reality, which is a hallmark sign of some serious issues. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to Carla for being a bot enforcer. I appreciate y'all. So now here it says, but I think what the report showed was that most people that they interviewed, the top priority was around education. I think that's really interesting. Now, how many of y'all believe that? If you guys believe that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't believe it, give me a thumbs down. Bynum said his discussion with the Beyond Apology organizers touched on a housing assistance program implemented in Evanston, Illinois, as a part of its reparations program. That is something that I would also love to see us take a look at. Notice he said not implement, take a look at, Bynum said. So I think there are things that we can do that aren't the type of stereotypical one-size-fits-all notion of reparations. Yo, listen, a paycheck is one-size-fits-all. Literally every business in the United States pays people a paycheck. That's a one-size-fits-all solution. It's called standardized because racism was standard. Every black person dealt with a standardized form of anti-black racism. But for some reason, we need to come up with fake, customized reparations so that we don't have to pay out cash payments. Like I said, when it comes to this kind of stuff, people need to be aggressive. Aggressive. Whoa, big guy, you starting to scare me. Good. Are you scared like how my ancestors were? Because if you're not, then I haven't scared you enough. You like calling us spooks? Are you spooked? So now here it says Bynum said he also made clear that he does not support lawsuits or settling lawsuits. Well, here's the what does Bynum support? What I need people to do is I need people to do me a favor. Can somebody look up the mayor of Tulsa, this Bynum individual, and tell me if he's black or if he's white? And did anybody ever put in the year that the Tulsa World was founded? We need two pieces of information in the chat: the year that Tulsa World was founded and Bynum's race. So now here it says, and I am on record as not being supportive of taxing this generation of Tulsans as a punishment for something that they didn't do. Bynum said they still benefit from it. So I find that interesting because if somebody buys stolen property, that person didn't steal the property, but they're buying it. You're benefiting from blood money. So what Bynum is saying is that he doesn't have a problem with people benefiting from blood money. Maybe we need to come up with strategies to get our own blood money income streams. Like prisons filled with long-term sentencing of opioid epidemic victims. Instead of putting them in methadone clinics, put them to work at 50 cents per hour and make America great again with a manufacturing base based in a private prison system that specializes in prisoning heroin addicts. What's illegal about that? Shout out to GLH. Bynum is white. So that tells you everything that you need to know. Now, let's just make this clear. When I say that tells you everything that you need to know, does that mean that I'm just throwing away all white people as bad people? No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that he's probably a legacy Tulsan, a right-wing conservative, and we all know what comes with that. And as far as the vetting goes, he's failed all of the vetting process with everything that he said in regards to that. As a result of that assessment, we know what comes with that. No one is saying to throw this individual away because his race, color, creed, religion, or gender. No one's saying that. YouTube manual reviewer. Now, shout out to Black First Coffee. Black First Coffee says he doesn't have a right to speak on this subject. Here's the thing, though. He is. Not only is he speaking on it, he's calling the shots. He is. Do cheaters do what's within their alleged rights? Or do cheaters just do what they do? The only expectation that anybody should have should be on their self. And the expectation should be to get that money. Nobody's stopping us from talking about their issues. I talk about their issues all the time. Yeah, we need to take all the heroin addicts, give them 20-year sentences for finding the smallest unit of heroin on them and put them to work in private prisons that we own and bring back the manufacturing base of the United States. Heroin addiction and opioid addiction, it's not a quote-unquote community issue of ours. I don't care if I got the right to speak on it or not. I'm talking about it. I don't have a media apparatus like they do, so my message doesn't resonate. And people are tribal, so they only like to listen to the people that they feel comfortable with listening to. People around these parts don't like new shit or new ideas. People need to start admitting that about themselves and either fixing it or understanding the consequences of inbred thought processes. You know what I'm saying? One of the two. We got a lot of choices that we don't make. And then we have a lot of choices. We don't have a lot of choices where we think we have choices. It's really interesting. You know what I'm saying? And I got to agree. I agree with Black First Coffee 100%. If y'all agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. We must bring our justice to the table. We're going to be the only ones to do it. See, the problem been for a long time that we're sitting there asking other people for our justice. That's not how that works. Other people can never give you justice. You have to get your own justice. There is no justice in this country. You never have a jury of your peers. The justice is an illusion. How many people have ever issued their own sentencing based on what somebody has done to them or done to their family? That's never happened in the history of the United States. Maybe in the Wild Wild West during those, shootouts in front of the saloon, but that's about it. Oh, shout out to Black First Coffee. Bullies do stop bullying once they get stopped. Once they get stopped. Once they get stopped, they stop. You might not even win when you fight a bully. But if it's enough of an inconvenience, they'll stop. See, every fight is not about winning. You know, people always had these fight stories. Oh, I got fight skills. I beat this person up. I beat this person down. I've gotten beat up before. I haven't won every fight that I've ever been in. Some of those fights that I lost, I know for a fact that those people that I fought never want to tangle with me again. But I lost the fight, though. But they don't want to have to go through that nonsense again. You know what I mean? Sometimes standing up to people is just enough of an inconvenience to make them think twice, even if you don't win. It's just the fact that, man, I had a broken eye socket. I couldn't use my hand for a week. I got cut. I had to miss time off of work. I had to get on antibiotics because it was somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somehow it was a screwdriver. You know what I'm saying? I got put somewhere. I don't want to deal with that mess again. I'm not gonna mess with him. I'll find somebody else that's just gonna let me bully him. It's the North Korea tactic. We're gonna talk shit to you and try to push you around until you start randomly firing nuclear missiles, testing them at Hawaii. Then we'll shut up and go back to talking shit to somebody else. We're putting sanctions on North Korea. We're doing this on North Korea. Then all of a sudden, little Rocket Man starts shooting the firecrackers off, and we forget about North Korea. We ain't heard shit about North Korea. And he's still testing missiles. Because we could probably kick North Korea's ass. But the threat of them being able to hit the United States with a nuclear ballistic missile is just enough to be like, I'm going to mess with somebody that I know can't hit me. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the Beyond Apology meetings last year considered of 4 community gatherings that drew 256 unique participants, 83 of whom were offered their perspectives and priorities on how the city should address the issue. Of the 83, about 1/5 were descendants of race massacre victims. Now, mind you, all these 1/5 descendants of race massacre victims that have no compensation from this. You know what I mean? No compensation from this. And it's just okay. Now, I want you guys to pay attention, right? Shout out to my man, AB Promotions, on Sunday at 5 o'clock. I'm going to put this link in the comment section, or I'm going to put this link in the Discord, all right? I'm not going to be able to finish the article because I got to get going, all right? So if anybody's interested in looking at this article, I'm going to put it in the Discord. Maybe, hopefully somebody will look at it. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, people would pick up on it and dive more deep into it, or, you know what I'm saying, do a live stream about it or something like that, or expand on it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But there's some interesting stuff towards the bottom of this article. All right. So if you're not part of the Discord, I would advise you to join the Discord. The link's not in the chat. It's not in the chat. But if you watch any of the other live streams, the links will be in the chat. I didn't have time to put the link and set things up like I usually do today. So my apologies on that. All right. I want you guys to understand this. When it came to the Tucker Carlson interview, which shout out to AB Promotions and shout out to React Squad. We're going to be checking that out on Sunday at 5 o'clock. Tucker Carlson was willing to sit down and listen to and sympathize with 800 years of Russian history to justify why Russia has a claim to Ukraine. Yep. I was going to show you guys the comment section, but looks like they put me behind the paywall. And all everybody sat around and said was that Putin is a genius. They all glazed on Putin. You know what I'm saying? Tucker Carlson was shaking his head and glazing. You know what I'm saying? He's a genius because he remembers all this. 800 years of history to substantiate why Russia has a claim to Ukraine today. Substantiated, backed up, and platformed by Tucker Carlson, which means Tucker Carlson understands why historic claims matter in the current world, right? Our claim is way less than 800 years old. Ain't nobody listening to what we got to say. And when people don't listen, that means that you got to make them listen. That means you got to make them listen. What that also shows is that the way that they value their life and their claims is very different than how they value anything that you got to say or anything that you think. Something that people need to acknowledge instead of acting like we're talking to normal people. Something to think about. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Miss Nisi for the $5 super chat. Shout out to Miss Nisi for doubling down on the $5 super chat. Shout out to AB Promotions for the $1.99 super chat. Shout out to the Patreons. Shout out to the people on local. And shout out to the entire green team. Make sure y'all show each other some love. Make sure y'all leave some comments in the comment section. Make sure that you guys like the stream and share it any way that you can. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour, got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on money, that's on TV, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that fake. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for what feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this light. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Hold up.